And I'm not a firefighter, and that's not a normal call that we go to, but it was the biggest fire I've ever seen. Our initial thought was we weren't going to get the livestock out because their normal entrance was in the front and that was fully engulfed. And there was a bunch of equipment on the backside of the barn. So shortly after, once the Lewiston officers got on scene, because they were right behind me, we talked with the original caller, and the one farm equipment wouldn't start. So we just started getting chains and hooking things up with the one tractor that was running and started pulling out equipment. I believe it was Officer Rochelle. She started yelling, I can see the cows are still in there. They're still moving. Her and Officer King from Lewiston Police Department ran inside as we were still pulling equipment out to make way. They went in, we're still opening up equipment, and they came right back out saying, we need bolt cutters. We can get them out. And at that point, I realized, well, I have a pair of bolt cutters in my patrol vehicle. And so I ran out across the field to the truck, got the bolt cutters, come back, and you're winded, you're out of breath, you're running, and that's when they're like, come on, come on, come on. And then the three of us went back into the barn. Got the bolt cutters on a certain link. I remember pulling up against my chest, and we got the bolt cutters to cut the first link. And I believe it was Officer King who said this link here. And at this point, I couldn't really see which link. So I put the bolt cutters on another link, and I'm ready to snip down. And he says, no, not that one, this one. And at that point, there's no egos. He could see he had a plan. He knew which link was the one that needed to be cut to finally get the rest of the chain off. I just handed him the bolt cutter, said, here, get it on the link. I didn't know how much time we had. I mean, the fire is going on around us. You're thinking of, I got to get out of here with these cows, but we have to get out of here too. And that's when he got the rest of the chains off. Kudos to him. And we opened up the gates, and then we get those cows rounded up and get them out of there. It's a closest car approach in Niagara County. And I've been on countless calls where I've backed deputies or troopers or your town police officers on their traditional calls. And they've backed us as well on hunting complaints, people shooting deer in the middle of the night when you're the only officer there, but you have another road patrol on their way. And so the closest car approach is excellent for the individual officers because we know there's cooperation, there's safety in numbers, there's different opinions, different agencies, as well as it's a better response for the public because all agencies are going. There's no territories here.